Welcome to Salt Lake City, a mountain-surrounded metropolis in the heart of Utah. Join me on my coffee crawl through the rainy streets today as I seek out the best and most unique coffee shops in the city. Note that none of these businesses have sponsored me, nor have I received any compensation for these reviews. First stop is Kings Peak Coffee Roasters, located in this really cool old industrial building. The organic brickwork is accented by local artwork in this neat, cozy space. I love seeing that all their syrups are homemade and they roast their coffee in-house. This is going to be good. I opted to try a pour-over of their anaerobically fermented Colombian coffee. It was juicy and fruity beyond all my hopes and dreams. Absolutely lovely coffee. But I couldn't stop there. They had a unique cultivar of an El Salvadorian coffee that I'd never heard of. It was a bit more grounded in nutty and earthy flavors, but equally enjoyable. To top it off, they had a secret little room tucked in an old vault that contains records, cassettes, skate decks, and all kinds of neat knickknacks. Definitely check out this exquisite roaster and coffee shop if you're in Salt Lake. Next, I took a short walk over to Mestizo Coffee House. This place has an awesome Latin American flair. The interior is colorful and full of unique artwork, pottery, and antique furnishings. I was ready for some food, and fortunately, Mestizo has an impressive selection of made-to-order sandwiches, soups, pastries, nachos, and more. I got a 4-cheese panini that was prepared with perfectly melty cheese on golden ciabatta bread. For a beverage, I went with the house recommendation of an iced red chai latte. It was a nice blend of sweetness, black tea earthiness, and red pepper spiciness. While my panini and chai were excellent, this shop impresses way beyond gastronomical and caffeinated delights. Mestizo is a bastion of inclusive community building. The owner, David, graciously took the time to show me around the expansive space they use for hosting art exhibits for local artists, weekly tango lessons, art classes for children, even botany lessons. Check out Mestizo for excellent food and drinks and a great place to connect with the community. The third stop of the day was recommended by David, who kindly drove and introduced me to Culture Coffee. They share a building with the Salt Lake Barber Company. You can access it directly, but there's also a cool soundscape-inspired mural that leads you from the barbershop into the cafe. It's an awesome space with beautiful aesthetics and playful elements, like these arcade units, and figures from the owner's former comic store. This place just feels great. The owner, Mike, an experienced barista, prepared an exquisite cortado for me using coffee roasted from La Barba, another local roastery. They just had their grand opening a little bit ago. I highly recommend stopping by here for a most excellent cortado. The following morning, I went to Three Pines Coffee, a small coffee shop nestled downtown. The interior is small in size, but huge in character. I especially liked that the music came from a vinyl setup behind the bar. I got some banana bread and a drip coffee from Ethiopia. Both were excellent. It was a delight sipping my coffee while I watched the early morning coming and goings through the rain-drenched window. On to breakfast a short distance away at Cupla Coffee. This spacious shop has plenty of seating neatly divided into distinct areas. My favorite was against this wall that featured generously stocked bookcases. After briefly perusing the literary offerings, I moved on to the coffee and food. I went with an egg and cheese bagel sandwich and a drip coffee. The sandwich was packed with a substantial amount of eggs, cheese, and a lovely aioli sauce. The coffee was a nice daily blend that complemented the sandwich well. After I was finished, I took a gander at this unique local art vending machine and picked up a bag of their house-roasted coffee. A great place for breakfast and to read a book. After a brisk walk south, I made it to Rimini Coffee. I wanted to check them out after seeing their coffee at Mestizo and trying their signature chai blend. They have a really cool retail space and were super friendly and helpful. I picked up 2 bags of their coffee and both were excellent. More on them in a future video. They also have a really cool space that they're turning into a coffee bar soon. I look forward to returning. Rimini recommended I try District Coffee next. After trekking through the snow, I arrived at this cool building on a corner lot. The space was small, but it was well organized with plenty of seating. They had multiple offerings of drip and espresso, which is always nice to see. I got a gargantuan almond croissant and the magnificent 7 drip blend. It was a medium roast that still retained a nice berry acidity. It was a very cozy atmosphere to watch the snow fall and sip a coffee. My final stop for the trip is Roots Coffee. I accidentally ruined my footage of the actual coffee bar area, but I did capture the lovely upstairs seating areas and this awesome second story balcony. I abandoned my purist ways and got a horchata latte. It was stellar. I don't usually go for sweet drinks, but this was a real treat to sip on the balcony. That concludes my Salt Lake coffee crawl. If you're ever in the area, I recommend checking out any of these awesome coffee shops. What are your favorite coffee shops? Let me know in the comments. Good night from Salt Lake City.